Welcome back to the part 3 of how to succeed in life as a necromancer. In the first two parts, we covered what we will be raising, the undead, and the different ways in which we will do that. In this one, we will go over feats and items that you will be needing.
Feats. We already went over Command Undead. It's great. You don't have an archetype or class that gives it to you, get it. Improved Channel adds +2 to the DC of your channel to hold those zombies. It works the exact same way if you were using it for dealing damage, but we're going to be using it to control undead. Extra Channel gets you 2 additional channels per day. That's good. Quick Channel lets you channel, heal, or control undead in combat much easier. The feat Skeleton Summoner lets you add Human Skeleton to your Summon Monster 1 and later Skeleton Champion to your Summon Monster 3. Might not be worth it. How about False Focus? This feat will lower your material component cost during the casting of a spell by 100 gold, which means you get 100 gold from your cost, so 4 hit dice for free when you cast Animate Dead. Carnal Soldiers is a teamwork feat. You can take that and it will give all your creations one of your other teamwork feats. So you are going to have to take other teamwork feats. Not bad though, because this is going to give your entire horde, all of those without an intelligence score, a teamwork feat, and it can really deal some damage. Though your intelligent undead do not get this benefit. Since they're intelligent, they can get their own. Hopefully. If you're a ghoul with an animal companion, you can take Corpse Companion, covering your companion or converting your companion to undead. Scaveling Companion has some prereqs, but you get a bonded Scaveling, so an undead bat that replaces your animal companion or mount. Thanatopic Spell Metamagic feat pierces defenses and immunities that protect against death effects, negative levels, energy drain. This will also make undead susceptible to that spell. Undead Mastery is necessary for us as it increases Animate Dead or Command Undead feat as if we were 4 levels higher. That means 4 more days that we don't have to worry about casting our control over an undead we've used. This is going to let you create far more with Create Undead, and we can have far more powerful undead. Vampiric Companion gives your companion fast healing, undead template, and your vampire or dampire weaknesses, depending. Let's not forget Craft Wondrous Item. If you're going to be a lich one day, this is a necessity, and if you have a GM that lets you have a lot of downtime and lets you use this with your wealth by level on creation at a higher level, say if you're starting at level 10, then take this feat if he'll let you get away with it, because this can almost double your magic item pool and can save you a lot of money that you can all put into onyxes for undead. Haunt Scavenger can harvest ectoplasm remains or incorporeal undead to craft magical items. Get that cost from Craft Wondrous Item down. Also, there is Experimental Spellcaster, Words of Power, if your GM allows it. This would bring in another kind of magic entirely to your character. With this feat, you get to select an effect word. We will choose Undeath, as it is like having a free Animate Dead with no component cost. Only standard skeletons and zombies, but its hit dice pool is separate. So it's cool. We don't worry about the other things mixing. And everything else on this feat, other than using it for the animation, doesn't really apply for us. Items. Now, you're going to want, obviously, to have a circlet of whatever mental stat you can use. That's going to be a given. You're going to want to boost it as high as you can, as quick as you can. The Onyx Spear is a +1 short spear with a bone fetishes with onyx gem created along with it. When the spear wielder hits 0 HP, if no one else has the gem and he dies, he comes back as a Juju zombie 1 round later. If someone else has a gem when they die, the wielder of the gem gets 1d8 temp HP and some extra little bonuses. It's just a magic spear after, so unless your GM lets you come back as the Juju zombie, I don't really think this one's worth it. Orange Prism Ironstone gets a bit pricey at 30k GP, but it gives you a +1 caster level again, so more undead, yay. Lobo Powder is a chalky substance that brings more mind control to you. It costs 2,800 gold for 3 uses and will make someone appear to be a zombie, but not actually dead. It functions as Dominate Person, so it should give you 9 days about of control over someone before it ends. By then, you should have gotten whatever use out of them you need and probably already turned them into a real zombie. Now, Cauldron of the Dead is another 30k GP item, but this one lets anyone control undead as the Animate Dead spell. Each corpse is still going to cost you 25 gold in materials. You can do 1 per round, and each person using it can freely get 12 hit dice of undead. Unless they can cast Animate Undead, then it's going against your Animate Dead pool, so it might not be the best choice for you if you're the one creating the horde, but it's great for the rest of the party, for your followers if they can't do it. Any of your lieutenants can also do this, allowing you to greatly expand your horde, and each one of them is going to get their own small horde that they can control. Bone Beads is a bracelet that lets you command 8 hit dice of undead as the spell. It's 6k GP, that's 8 more hit dice of undead. Now, I would not try against anything too hard, as it's going to have the spell's base saves and not your saves, but it's still going to be 8 more hit dice, and you're going to be able to find a use for it, and it's not expensive. Death's Head Talisman allows the wearer to command a number of undead skeletons and zombies, which are keyed to the amulet when it is created. So anything already created cannot be bound to the talisman. Technically, the hit die is based on the person crafting and casting it, or casting the spell when the item is created, but my examples show a maximum of 24 hit dice listed at 2,400 GP. The undead all follow orders if the item is worn, and once they die, it loses all power. Not a bad present for someone, especially if you're trying to impress a girl. For 5k GP, you get a Bone Razor. This knife is used to perform a coup de grace, and the And if the creature dies from the attack, it is then animated as a skeleton. Now, the coolest thing about this item is that it does not have a hit dice limit. That's right. If you can make it helpless and you can kill it in a coup de grace, then you get to keep it. It's not bad for 5k. Now for the Dark Skull. This carved skull of ebony is wholly evil. It is constantly surrounded by the Unholy spell and one other spell on creation that is tied to it, which is not bad at all for us and should be standard if you're going to walk around or have Lieutenant walk around with your undead horde. Symbol of Unholy Command will set you back 8,000 GP, and when it's used, our Unholy Symbol focus gives a +1 to command undead feat. Necromancer's Athame is 20,000 GP, and if used by a wizard necromancer, they can now spontaneously convert any prepared necromancy spell to any other necromancy spell. Obviously, it has to be equal or lesser level. Portable Hole, fantastic. 20,000 GP gives you an extra dimensional space where you can pack your small hordes and then just put them in your pocket for later. How about a Staff of Necromancy? For 82,000 GP, carved with images of bones and skulls with spidery runes, it allows the user to cast Cause Fear, Ghoul Touch, and Halt Undead, all for 1 charge a day, or all for 1 charge. You can cast Innervation and Wave of Fatigue for 2 charges, and Circle of Death for 3 charges. An early cheap one's going to be Robe of Bones for just 2,400 GP. It lets you pull a dozen skeletons or zombies from it, just like the Robe of Useful Items, and summon them. They are not under your control, though. Mocking Skull is a humanoid skull that keeps watch over an area, and it can be commanded to either warn away intruders or raise an alarm. It's 8,000 GP, so it might be a little expensive if you just want an alarm system. The Undead Controlling Enhancement can be placed on armor or shields for 49,000 GP. This lets you control up to 26 hit dice of undead per day as Control Undead spell. At dawn, each day the wearer loses control of any undead that was still underneath its sway. Now, if you want to dabble into grafting the dead onto your own body, they can either enhance your stomach, replace an arm, leg, even add you some AC. If you're a bard with the Dirge Singer Choir, you can add 1 to the DC of your Dirge of Doom, Frightening Tune, or Deadly Performance. You get a +4 to your performance. Also, you can use the spirit bound to it to control undead. That spirit's being bound to the instrument because that instrument's made from its old body. Though, at 34,000 GP, it's not very cheap. How about an instrument that's just creepy? A harp made from the corpse of a sprite. Acts as a masterwork instrument, and once a day you can cast Command Undead or Dominate Person DC 19 with DC 20. Perform, and it gets a +2 to that DC, and the harp starts playing itself if you make that 20 perform check. A better item, Headband of Knucklebones for 27.5 thousand GP. You may use Command Undead 3 times a day, but only on zombies. Once a day, the wearer can animate 1 medium zombie as Animate Undead, or as Animate Dead. The last item I'm going to mention is Void Sticks. They're just 2,500 gold each, but you could end up using a lot of them. They can produce Desecrate in an area if stabbed into the ground. That's great. The best use of these, though, is the creation of a Void Stick zombie. It's a long ritual and uses up to 15 sticks to create the zombie. The zombie created is not under your control initially. They are expensive to create, but could save you money in the long run. They can channel negative energy as a 15th level cleric. They have a Desecrate aura. They give undead in the aura an extra 1 attack and damage, and channel negative energy increases by +3. It also interferes with the use of positive energy, with the user needing to make a DC 25 concentration check if they're in that aura. I think that you should get a set. They're expensive and they can be hard to control depending on your level, but they are well worth it. I think that should get you set and well on your way as a Necromancer. While we may focus on the undead, remember that you can take advantage of controlling monsters that create spawns as well, not just undead ones. Like, your plague zombies can create and expand your army if you use it right. Shadows, if you control them, can create spawns underneath their control. A fungus queen can create fungus spawns. Mummy lords, morgues, ghouls being the easiest outside of your basic plague zombies to get hold of. While some will be outside of anyone's control, some will have control of their own spawns, and it will just increase your ability to expand your horde. With the Craft Construct feat, it will also allow you to create other undead, and could allow you to branch out and create other types of constructs if you do need, or if you find you need to. If you like this video, check out my others. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. If you have any tips or requests, drop them in the comments below. And until next time, may your crits be epic, your adventures legendary, and your gaming table filled with laughter.